Welcome back. Let's talk about HODOR today. What came to your mind when I said HODOR? I think HODOR left a big impact on all of us when there was a time when all of us were hooked on Game of Thrones, and of course all other characters were important, and we were crazy about the outcome of what's going to happen in the next episode, in the next episode, in the next season. But throughout to me, at the end of the entire series, the character of HODOR, the journey of HODOR's soul, created a great impact on me, which I did not realize at that time, but I realized it now. Because, why do I say that now? Because I painted HODOR, and this is the painting. And I'd like to talk about this painting more so with the journey of HODOR's soul. What began, how it ended, what was it all about from my eyes, from my soul. And I thank you for joining me today to share this journey of HODOR. So if you look at the painting, it is red, and it is not a subtle red, it is a nice bright red. If you look at it, the red is swirling, it's all swirling. When I painted it in the first layer, I just had a white canvas and I just painted white on top of it, and I looked at it, what do I want to paint? I had no idea. So I just painted a vortex, and somehow the red called to me, so I painted red, and I painted layers of red, round and round, round and round. It wasn't just a flat out paint. It was, you can see there are layers of red and white, and I was very sure in the center I wanted a vortex, and that vortex was going to speak about a journey of what I don't know. But then it came to me, and I said, if the vortex is more like an entry point, or more like it's like, in sci-fi, it's like going through a portal. So the vortex, I said, okay, if the vortex is an entry point to something, then it should have another entry point, and I painted the big door. And there was nothing, there was no structure. The door didn't have a house, it didn't have a castle, it had nothing. It's just a door. If you look at it, it's just a door. But I knew very specifically that this is going to be a heavy door. The door is made out of, to me in my mind, it's made out of oak, because to me oak signifies age-old wisdom. Oak has that kind of a lifespan. It's been around for thousands of years. It will stay after we are long gone, and I feel the oak tree holds a lot of wisdom. So when my door is made out of oak. That's in my explanation. I mean, when someone looks at it, it can be anything. It can be metal. It can be whatever you feel calls to you. But to me, it's a door made out of oak, and there is a small hinge. And I said, what do I do with the door? But when I was painting, I had one scene in my mind, the final scene when HODOR takes his last breath. And I don't know why, it was just playing in my mind throughout. And I always thought of that door, and how he's just holding it with all his strength and all his devotion. So the door is mysterious when I painted. What's behind it is for you to decide. What's on this side is also mysterious. To me, on this side of the door, on the outside, is a journey unknown. And what's behind is something obviously one leaves behind, but in a way that they want that door to be shut. And that's how, I think that's how the scene of HODOR played in my mind. And that's how it's come out in the painting. I I wanted to cover the door. I wanted to bring about the element of snow, of the cold winter day, night, whatever it is, of the cold. So I have these abstract trees that are covering the door, and I also have two ravens. One is on top of the door, one is outside the door, and that raven is looking at the door. It's looking with its intelligence, what is coming out, what is happening. It already knows. So in many cultures, ravens play a very important role. In Game of Thrones, throughout you see ravens. In some random scenes you will see ravens out of the blues. That's because ravens, I believe, are connected to the past, present and future. Past life, present life, the future life, future lives, and all the different realms. So that's how, that's just their aura. That's how significant ravens are. And these ravens also, besides Game of Thrones, in real life also, I feel my ravens know what is behind the door and what to expect, so that they can record it in that moment of time, in memory, and it is recorded wherever it's recorded. I'm sure there's a library of all the records out there. So these ravens, that's what they are doing. They are watching, they are watchful. That's how, I don't know, the ravens just came. Maybe because of Game of Thrones, maybe also the importance I give to the ravens. So I chose to paint that. And this is how the painting came out. But when I painted, during the process, sometime in the middle, I saw the final episode. I said, I need to see it, because this was played over 10 years ago, over a decade ago. And I wanted to see it again, and I saw it again. And I saw the duality of the scene when Bran is looking at young HODOR and the old HODOR in the final scene when they run away, and the entire responsibility of making sure Bran is, he goes to a safer place, was put on the shoulders of HODOR. How did I interpret it? HODOR was told to hold the door, and that's what he did till his last breath. It was a command, it was a prophecy, it was the journey of a soul, the devotion of a soul, where he was so devoted to just holding the door without asking for anything in return. That's the beauty of his, just the beauty of his soul. That was his purpose, not to save Bran, but to give that kind of devotion. That's how I interpreted his journey, right from the time that he's a child till he takes his last breath. Hold the door, HODOR, HODOR, towards the end. It was such a touching scene. HODOR dying is a scene that is going to stay in me forever. Because not of his gentleness, because of the silent power that his soul held. And it was out of this such a beautiful character of devotion, of just HODOR. I don't know, those who know when I say these words about HODOR. And that emotion, I wanted to bring it out. When I started this painting, it was not with the intention of painting HODOR. There was no intention. There was just a vortex of emotions. Probably my emotions that I was just painting round and round with red, because those emotions were, red is a very powerful and a strong color. So the chaos of the emotions, the courage of the emotions, the challenge of the emotions, all these, the stronger emotions that we all embody, that you embody as well, and I was just swirling around and around with red. That was my purpose. So I thought, okay, this is going to be a painting of just vortexes, of emotions, of chaos, of challenge, of trials and tribulations, of overcoming trials and tribulations, of resilience, of everything. And that's how my red came. But when I was done with the red, with the swirls, I knew this is going to be balanced out with gentleness, with emotion. I was not going to compromise on that. That's the kind of paintings that I paint. Every painting has a certain level of balance. Even if it is harsh, it will be balanced out with something beautiful. And all my paintings are journeys of the soul. This was the journey of HODOR soul from my point of view. So I hope you like this analogy of that I understood when I watched HODOR and his character. If I don't know what to say, this is just my emotion that I painted of HODOR. So if you like this channel, do stay connected with me, and we see where this journey of my soul takes me and you. Honestly, I'm just happy that you're connected with me.
Adesso è il momento di un artista che vive in Germania, però viene dall'India, Sidrah Hakim.
L'opera si distingue per la sua estrema sintesi visiva, utilizzando esclusivamente linee bianche concentriche su fondo nero, che creano un effetto ipnotico e meditativo, richiamando sia la sezione di un tronco d'albero che onde in espansione. La tecnica grafica essenziale e il contrasto cromatico netto conferiscono all'opera una forte identità minimalista, con echi dell'op art per l'effetto ottico generato dal movimento centripeto delle linee. La composizione riflette un approccio concettuale che privilegia la purezza formale e la contemplazione, trasformando un semplice gesto grafico in una meditazione visiva sul tempo, la crescita e i cicli naturali.
Premio Michelangelo a Sidrah Hakim.
Good evening, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be back here on this platform on the 550th anniversary of a legend, Michelangelo. He left a legacy behind for artists like us. That's the only hope. 550 years after his passing away, he has left such a legacy that we aspire to leave a legacy behind too. That's what art is all about, and I would like to thank Accademia Italia Nel Mondo, all the jury members, for creating a platform to encourage artists like us so that we can pursue our dream and maybe leave a legacy also. So I think that's a prestigious moment and a humbling moment also. So, thank you, everybody.
Grazie. Grazie a Sidrah Hakim.
We're here with the artist who has just received the great award, Il Divino Artista. Tell our audience your name and where are you from?
I am Sidrah Hakim. I am from Germany, but born and brought up in India.
Okay. What were your feelings on the stage when you received the great award on the stage of Sale del Principe?
It's a very humbling moment, and I feel great gratitude also. At the same time, to receive prestigious award like this, especially since I think it's a gift, and yesterday was my birthday, so it doesn't get better than this. Yes. So I thank the universe, I thank God. It's the best moment ever.
Fantastic. And whom would you like to dedicate this award to?
This, I would like to dedicate this to all the artists in the world who have a dream and would like to fulfill this, and maybe may they continue to fulfill that legacy forever.
Thank you very much and wishes.
Complimenti.